Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in my video. First of all, let me thank you all for visiting video. Before we begin, let me introduce myself briefly. I'm Itsna Melania, the student of Islamic Education Department of UIN Maulana Malik Ibrahim Malang. Our topic today is the evaluation of learning processes of Islamic education in Islamic high school. I will start by presenting an understanding of the meaning or definition of the evaluation of learning processes of Islamic education. Then I will continue with a technique for evaluating the learning processes of Islamic education in Islamic high school. Finally, I will explain the purpose evaluation of learning process Islamic education. In Islamic education, evaluation is one part of the Islamic education system that must be carried out systematically or structured according to procedure and is planned according to evaluation techniques as a tool to measure success or targets to be achieved in the process of learning and Islamic education. Learning is an activity carried out deliberately by students through guidance or assistance from educator, with the aim of getting a change. The exact change consists of cognitive, affective, and psychomotor aspects. The exact change is called competition or the ability to act on something. The purpose of the evaluation itself is to find out the extent of the competency and learning objectivities expected by students. In this part of my presentation, I want to explain the definition, the evaluation of learning processes of Islamic education. Evaluation is one component of education that has a function to assess the extent to which objectives have been achieved in an activity. Educational evaluation, namely an assessment in the field of education, includes things related to educational activities and an activity that is carried out in a planned manner to find out a situation or object using an instrument whose results are compared with benchmarks that will produce a conclusion. Evaluation of the Islamic education learning processes, namely a method or technique of assessing the behavior of students based on comprehensive calculation standards of all aspects of mental, psychological, and spiritual religious life. Because a human being, the result of Islamic education is not only a personal figure, is not only religious, but also knowledgeable and skilled, who are able to do good and serve good and people. Moving on to the next point. Let's move on to the next point, which is a technique for evaluating the learning processes of Islamic education. First of all, test technique is assessment that uses a predetermined test. This method aims to measure and provide an assessment of learning outcomes to be achieved by students, including mental ability, achievement or test mastery of learning outcomes, skill, coordination, motor skill, and talent, both individually and in groups. This learning outcome, the test is divided into 1. Writing test. Writing test is a test given to students by answering questions in writing within a predetermined time. The following are the types of writing tests, namely the test in the form of an essay, which is a test whose questions are arranged in such a way that the answer consists of several sentences, and the test is an objective form, namely a test that is arranged in the form of a specific answer, so that in this case the student only chooses the answer that has been determined, so that the student only chooses the answer that is considered correct among the wrong answer. 2. An oral test. Oral test is a test that is carried out orally with a number of students or an examiner. This test is implemented by using a direct question and answer system. Number 3. The performance test. The performance test is a test that is used to assess various orders or students are ordered to carry out something related to the subject matter, such as practice of ablution or tayammum, prayer, and others. And then, non-test. Non-test technique is an assessment that does not use test questions, and the goal is to find out the attitudes and personality traits of students, which are related to learning or educational tips, as for what is included in the non-test assessment, namely rating scale, multiple scale, questionnaires, match list, interview, observation, and curriculum vitae. The finally point of topic is purpose evaluation of learning processes of Islamic education. The purpose of the evaluation of the educational learning processes includes 3 normative aspects. Number 1, as a direction for the educational process. Number 2, provide motivation in educational activities. Number 3 is a criterion or measure in educational evaluation. Before we end today's session, let's revisit our discussion now. And next, comment in comment column about the purpose evaluation of Islamic education. Okay, I will summarize the main points of the evaluation of learning processes of Islamic education, namely a method or technique of assessing the behavior of students based on comprehensive calculation standard of all aspects of mental, psychological, and spiritual religious life. Evaluation of the Islamic education technique for evaluating the learning processes of Islamic. Number 1. Test technique. Number 2. Non-test technique. Purpose evaluation of learning processes of Islamic education includes three normative aspects. Number 1. As a direction for the educational process. Number 2. Provide motivation in educational activities. Number 3. Is a criterion or measure in educational evaluation. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Perhaps the most valuable outcome of all education is ability to do what has to be done when it has to be done, whether they like it or not. Thomas Henry Huxley. Okay, maybe this is all I can say. If there is less and more, I apologize profusely. Thank you. Good luck. If there is a discussion of material that has not been understood, please ask questions by writing in the comments column or contact me in my email isnahamida@gmail.com or DM in my Instagram @Melania. Thank you very much for your watching my video presentation, and then wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.